that Elmer purchased in 1971.
1971, this collection started.
Found it at a swap meet. And since then, this collection has swelled to over 700 cars.
700 cars, oh my goodness.
It's quite possibly the largest collection in the world.
I believe it. After walking through this, I believe it's the largest.
So this is a 1925 American National Packard Coupe. It's fully restored, boasts a padded interior, battery-operated lights. So this carousel ride is just another storage place for the pedal cars. Oh, there's a Woody wagon.
A Woody wagon? Actually, one of our subscribers is Woody.
So pedal cars represented every kind of vehicle out there. Taxi cars, fire trucks, military vehicles.
These Plymouth NASCAR pedal cars were actually custom made for Elmer. He had someone come in and take the actual dimensions of the NASCAR and duplicate them on a pedal car. There's a Ford Mustang convertible pedal car.
That's the little princess mobile of some kind.
Yeah, it looks like a Jeep. There's a Corvette, a pink Corvette.
A lot of these pedal cars are one of a kind, super rare. This is a kind of a collection that if you're a collector, we would love to hear from you on what you think of this collection.
Now, Mike Wolf on American Pickers was always drawn to pedal cars. If you've ever watched American Pickers, and I would bet that he's going to be at this auction.
Look at the details on these little pedal cars.
In 1971, Elmer bought his very first pedal car. It was a 1905 wooden car. He really started getting excited about collecting, so he learned as much as he could from other collectors as well as old toy catalogs.
In the 1920s and 30s, it was a toy primarily for the wealthy. The heyday for pedal cars was between World War I and World War II. They had a resurgence in popularity in the 1950s to 1960s. So this is the big red barn that houses some of the more spectacular pieces in his collection. This is just incredible.
This is why I want to start a museum, because people love this stuff. Reminds you of when you were younger, the good days.
These are actually the three most valuable cars in the collection right here.
This red one is a 1920s American National Page pedal. This one is a 1925 to 27 American National Studebaker. It was a Batmobile by Kingsbury Toys.
Kingsbury? All shapes and sizes, all colors.
And they're big enough for little kids to go in there and pedal away. Just adorable.
Elmer and Bernadette gifted a pedal car to the Smithsonian. It was a 1953 Cadillac. It is actually featured in an exhibit called America on the Move.
Here's Laurel and Hardy. Why are they in this car?
Well, that vehicle is from the 1920s. It has the original paint, dash, decals, and license plate.
Original, all original.
From the 1920s. Crazy. So that Polaris race car is a very rare car. It was called back to the company and destroyed. Only a few of them survived. I just love the detail on these. I mean, they have the hood ornaments, they have the lights, they have windshields.
Pedal tractors, John Deere, Massey Ferguson, International, Oliver, J.I. Case, Ford. This is a crazy collection representing all tractor manufacturers out there. Even the white.
Planes are especially popular in the pedal car industry, and Elmer's collection is filled with them.
Rumor has it this plane could go for $50,000 in the auction. There's only 3 of these made in the whole world, and this is one of them. So, Mike Wolf of American Pickers was a great friend of Elmer.
Yeah.
And so what's the story behind that?
Well, so before Mike ever had the show, Mike was a picker. I mean, that's what he was doing. He would go around finding interesting items, just like he does on a television show, and he sold a lot of them to Dad. So we have signs in the museum. We have bicycles. We have toys in the museum that would have come from Mike and probably his brother Robbie too. But they, so Dad knew them 20 years before the show started.
Before they ever became famous.
So when the show started, he asked Elmer, he says, Elmer, would you be my pedal car guy? He says, if I run across a pedal car guy, he says, or a pedal car in one of my picks, he says, I don't know a whole lot about him. And he says, you know everything. So he says, sure. So there's been several episodes. He runs across a pedal car. He's like, hey, I had to call my buddy Elmer.
Yeah.
And Mike would just stop in for supper or whatever, call him up, he'd be in the area, let's meet at such and such place for lunch. And so he's kind of a friend. He'd been there for a long time. And when Dad passed, he wrote a really nice, heartfelt, paragraph and a post on his social media for Dad.
Well, and there's been so many episodes where I remember Mike calling your dad and saying, hey, what's this worth?
Yeah, the first shed up there has got a Studebaker that he actually bought, that he appraised on the show. And the thing that everybody doesn't know yet, and this is maybe a scoop, but this April we filmed an edition of American Pickers here.
So we got it straight from the Love Nesters. We got a scoop. There will be American Pickers coming soon.
Why do you have a car in your house?
So the story that goes with this is a 1929 Model A Phaeton, and what happened was we were at a car auction up in Twin Cities at the State Fairgrounds, and in the auction my dad bought the 1933 Rolls Royce that we have in the collection. And outside of the auction we saw this when Dad walked by it a couple times, and I was with him. I was probably about 9 years old, 10 years old, decided he'd buy it anyway, and he didn't really have the budget or the quote unquote permission or anything to buy a second car that weekend. So he bought it, and he moved it over to his brother's house in St. Paul and stored it, hid it there for several weeks. And when it came home then, Mom saw it and she said, "Oh my gosh, that's pretty enough, you could put that in a house." So the house used to end right here at this door. That was our entrance door to the house. So the next spring, they dug a basement, built an addition onto the house with a floor designed to hold a car and a false wall that opens up and then ramps that drive out, and it drives out into the garage.
Your mom was so supportive and patient with all of this.
Yeah, she was a good sport.
So we're not sure if Elmer or Bernadette amassed this collection of over 400 dolls. But they are allowed space in the house, so they were special to someone.
Who doesn't like old snowmobiles, vintage snowmobiles? We have everything from a Harley Davidson to a Scorpion Super Stinger. And fun fact, this might have been my old Arctic Cat Lynx. I had this exact model. Let's see if there's some dents in the front end. If there's damage. Oh, there's damage. This might be my old sled. Harley Davidson did make snowmobiles. Harley Davidson in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's over 700 pedal cars on display. They're all going on the auction. 100 and last I heard, 126 big cars, and that'll be going on the last day of the auction.
Oh my.
It's going to
And
be.
some great motorcycles, mini bikes, all sizes,
That's
all
right.
makes.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. If you love wheels, you're going to love this place. And the auction takes place September
14th to the
14th.
17th.
14th to the 17th, here, right outside of Fountain City. At 9 years old, Elmer made money fixing up and selling bikes. Now his collection is very impressive.
Racing bike coming from Germany.
That's a wooden wheel,
Wooden wheel.
racing bike.
Rubber over the top of the wood wheel.
Wow.
So we got a Donald Duck bike.
Oh
Donald
gosh.
Duck up front. Right in front of that, we have a his and hers bike by Gene Autry, signed on the chain guard. A 1909 wooden wheel bike with a drive shaft on instead of a chain.
This one?
Yes. Fenders are high on it because it comes from Japan. Over there they use them to carry big loads and everything. If I have the fender high, it holds things out of the wheel.
If you love vintage motorcycles, this is the place to be as well. All brands, all makes, from all eras. Some of these are reminiscent of some of the machines I once had as a young boy. '40 Indian.